gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is I. If we ever get through to this fucking sim, because Tev wanted to go get married in an awesome purple, not Tev, Savage wanted to get married in a purple suit. It is I, your future WrestleMania champion, Katie Kaboom, and I am here with the legendary, the man, right. The myth, the legend, the one, the only, TJ the Great! TJ the Great One.
Yes. Once again, I have been dragged here to this blue background to watch the blue WWE show. I don't feel like I would be a broken record if I were to continue to say, I don't watch this shit. So why am I here?
Because the man in the purple suit and the zombie-looking fellow. Either one comes back or the zombie fellow. I don't know what's a death to a zombie.
It depends on the rules. Different type of zombies have different type of rules, and Hazel is most definitely a different type of zombie. Nonetheless, I gotta pull up to watch SmackDown once again, and
it's not the first time we potted with each other this weekend.
No. Fortunately, we had a much more fun occasion to podcast over for your 200th Raw Zone episode.
Yeah, we got to chill out. Yo, we finally had game night. They finally put the Jeopardy feud to an end.
Yes, we got some wrestling Jeopardy in there. Owing to the fact that we are here to discuss SmackDown, let's talk about some news in and out and about the world of professional wrestling.
So while I was waiting for you yesterday, I went in normal fashion because technically it was my day off and I smoked, right?
Yes.
So now I go downstairs with Mello to my mom's house. Mello's just running around. I'm eating ice cream because that's what fat asses do. So I'm watching Charmed. Sci-Fi had an all-day marathon. And I look at they had like a wrestling episode, right? And I go to see the wrestlers, the demon wrestlers, and I saw fucking Scott Steiner.
I was gonna say Scott Steiner was on an episode of Charmed, wasn't he?
And Booker T. A young version of them.
WCW crossover.
And they got their asses whooped by Shannon Doherty and Alyssa Milano.
See, that's what we need. We need more of that Turner synergy. What big shows on TNT or TBS are going on right now so we can get some AEW wrestlers in there?
I remember a couple of years ago, Goldberg was on The Flash, and then Cody Rhodes was on Arrow.
That I remember, yes. Cody being on Arrow. They did a feud after it too, him and Stephen Amell.
Oh yeah, I remember the Stephen Amell feud. That shit was hilarious. Man. I hated that he was Stardust though for that. Could you imagine Cody Rhodes versus Stephen Amell now?
He had to go literally be a fucking star all over the world and help create another company, a competitor, for them to respect him as a star.
What's your homeboy Vinnie Mac do?
Pal, let me tell you what's going on here. I've come back to take what is rightfully mine. World Wrestling Entertainment is all mine. Vince has checked back in. If you don't know, it's been talked about all week. You should know. Vince McMahon has made his way back onto the WWE Board of Directors. Publicly, he is saying that he is making this move to help facilitate a potential sale for WWE, which, not so coincidentally, helped to raise the stock instead of drop it once people realized Vince was back in the picture. Because, now they might be selling. They've even enlisted JP Morgan to help advise WWE on a potential sale. There was a list of potential suitors for WWE, including
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. The mouse might want WWE, Amazon, NBC Universal, which, they have the rights to Raw now. Fox, which has the rights to SmackDown. I think Endeavor. If you want to know the list of companies, go look at MJF's Twitter, because he did a tweet that was just basically him, like, you know what companies I really like? And it was just him listing all the companies that might buy WWE. But yeah, Vince came back. They had a meeting, I believe Friday morning, in which they talked about, they basically discussed how the transition would be with Vince's return to the picture. And they said that WWE's day-to-day would not change at all. Triple H is still in charge of creative. Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan are still co-CEOs. Vince is just here to help them sell the company because he's the majority shareholder. That's what they're saying.
If the mouse gets it, no chance of an Attitude Era type of wrestling will ever come back again.
They already don't want to do that type of wrestling. They don't want to bleed. So
listen, man.
They do war games with no blood. It's already Disney-fied in that regard.
I mean, I'm hoping with Trips in the picture, I still have that hope that's gonna get a little more bloody.
Triple H himself was the one to say, we're not doing it. we're a non-blood company.
I need one of these companies to endure the blood.
I mean, most of the other companies do. You can bleed in Impact, AEW. AEW and Ring of Honor are owned by the same guy, but both companies, both of those. I mean, that's one of the complaints about AEW, that someone's bleeding every show. If you want to see blood, watch AEW. Somebody bleeding every show.
Who do you think they're gonna buy it all though?
I don't know. Partially because I think there are still so many crazy machinations within the corporate structure with Vince coming back that I think that has to be sorted before we really know who's going to be willing to come in and deal with that. Because I feel like if you're Disney or Amazon or whoever wants to buy it, you're still looking at that like, so this guy was the CEO and then he got ousted because he did some sex stuff and had to be removed from the company. And then he muscled his way back onto the board because he had majority shareholding power. And like, do we want to deal with all this? do we want to deal with this? It seems pretty crazy. And I mean, then there's even talks of taking the company back private because if you didn't know, WWE went public in 2000. They used to be, because, you know, they were always a family-owned business. Vince literally bought the company from his father, and his father was the prior owner, and so on and so forth. It became public in 2000, so they became publicly traded and had shareholders and shit. But if they go private again, they're no longer beholden to shareholders. And now it becomes even more crazy because now it's just all on the plates of the people involved: Nick Khan, Stephanie McMahon, Vince McMahon. So it's I don't know who buys it. It's gonna be crazy. If I had to throw out a guess, probably NBCU or Fox are the most likely two options because of the fact that they already have stakes in WWE, because they have Raw and SmackDown. Raw is an institution on USA, so they basically need Raw because it keeps them on top of the cable charts, and it's kept them up there for years. So they more or less need Raw. So for them to keep Raw and then also get SmackDown back would probably be very good for them. But I could also see Fox just being like, all right, we want the whole shit. SmackDown does well. Raw would probably do well in a Monday spot on Fox. So I would say Fox or NBC Universal before Disney. But anything's possible. I don't goddamn know. That's just me guessing. Anything's possible.
That the way you painted that picture, right, with Stephanie, Nick Khan, Triple H, and Vince McMahon, I'm thinking Authority 2.0. I'm like, oh no.
It's a crazy situation with old Vince and the board and everything like that. But I think it's about time for us to get to that SmackDown.
I had two more news, but okay. I was going to tell you about how Grayson Waller want to go against Logan Paul.
Oh, yeah. You did say that. Grayson Waller wants to face Logan Paul. I mean, it's like I said, Logan Paul was just resting. His last match was Roman Reigns. So I don't think you're going to be touching that man anytime soon.
Are you ready, sir?
As ready as I'll ever be for this shit.
The two dreaders of the day and the Ramblemania God and Bob Marley and those who fuck with us heavily. This is now a session of what's SmackDown and SmackDown in the Ramble Zone. And go! The latest issue of WWE SmackDown saw a drop in ratings. According to Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, the show averaged 2.257 million viewers on Fox, a decrease from their 2.69 million viewers. They received a .53 rating in the crucial 18 to 49 demo, down from a 0.64 rating a week prior. Now, before the Cena return, the show had 2.376 mil and a .55 rating. Now, we kick off our SmackDown with motherfucking Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, the Usos hyping up the crowd, be like, yo, we them boys.
He just throwing shit around. And then Sammy started dancing on the table.
It was like we didn't just lose last fucking week.
I guess Michael Cole pointed out that they went to Raw and then won some matches there, so I guess they're feeling better.
Yeah, because Roman's got a bruise on his shoulder, It sets up the music for the undisputed WWE champion Roman Reigns to come with Paul Heyman, and everyone is wilding out. Oh my God, the tribal chief. And then while Roman's walking to the ring, we get a recap of John Cena and Kevin Owens being the dog crap out of them.
Yes. They recap Cena's hot tag, which apparently was all he did in the match, his hot tag.
Yo, bro, he just stood there trying to raise the fucking hand like you really put no effort. Like, all you waited was for the tag.
Listen, man, that man is a real star now. He can't be taking a bunch of bumps. That's over.
You couldn't take one bump to show that you could still do it. Like,
that's over. Cena came in to hit his shit and get paid and get out. True worker. True worker, Big Match John.
So, the homeboys are all in the ring, and they're reminded for the first time in 3 years, Roman has been involved in a loss, accepting his DQ loss against Seth last year at the Rumble. Reigns gets a mic from Heyman and provides the audience with the opportunity to acknowledge him. Now, mind you, sir, when he said that, acknowledge me, his throat cracked. You heard a crack in the voice. It sounded desperate, bro.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
I mean, he said he was upset.
So he's like, we're going to start things a little differently. And he's going to give the crowd what they want and let him hear from Sammy. Care to take it away, my good sir?
Yes, Sammy takes the mic. He says they kicked off this show the same way they're kicking off every show. They're letting everybody know that this year belongs to the Bloodline. They sent a message on Raw, winning all their matches. But then Roman takes the mic back and he's like, I don't want to talk about this year, though. I actually would like to talk about last year. Brings up the tag match last week. Him and Sammy versus KO and John Cena. And says, what do you think happened? Fortunately, I saw the recap, Roman. I know what happened. You lost. But Roman says, I did not lose. It was Sammy that lost. Sammy that got pinned to the mat. So what I'm wondering is, why'd you call your shot, Sammy? You think you're the tribal chief or something? Only the tribal chief is allowed to call his shots around here. Do you want to be the tribal chief? Are you trying to be me, Sammy? He starts yelling at him. Yeah, he starts berating this man. But then Kevin Owens interrupts and he tells old Roman to calm down. You got some misdirected anger. He says, your problem isn't with Sami Zayn, it's with me. You got a KO problem and clearly it's driving you crazy. So it's time to do what the tribal chief does and take care of his KO problem. He challenges him to a title match at the Rumble and Roman says yes because he just wants him to go away forever. And then Kev is like, I'll go away, but not for forever, just for tonight. And then he tells Sammy, I'll see you when you get your balls out of Roman's pocket. And he says, Roman.
That was such a beautiful line, though.
Yeah. Yeah, because Sammy was cowering in the corner because Roman was yelling at him.
Yeah, all you needed was the purse to hit him with.
Yeah. So yeah, that's this was fine. It was padded because it's opening promo. It's got to be like 10 minutes. But when it got to where it was supposed to go, with Roman yelling at Sammy, it was pretty good. KO and Roman should be a good match, I think. So
I mean, for the millionth time.
Yeah, they've had it a bunch of times, but it's usually a good match when they have it. They'll be doing shit for sure, cause
they're hilarious though. I remember the house show because remember there was a video of Kevin Owens and Roman joking while they're supposed to be serious, and then in the middle of a fucking
And I mean, the Rumble match they had a couple years back in the Thunderdome was a good one. The Last Man Standing match. Like, Owens has definitely had some of Roman's better matches.
We got our NXT Tag Team Champion, Kofi Kingston versus Santos Escobar. So, they come in their New Day fashion, doing the New Day things, trombones and all of that. Trumpets, whatever they're called. But the match kicks off with a lockup, and Santos Escobar puts Kofi Kingston in the corner and kicks him. And Kingston hits the rope and lands a Hurricane before Escobar sends him to the apron and lands a right hand. With a drop kick from Escobar, Kingston lands on his hands and keeps his feet on the ring steps. Yo, that shit was hilarious. He's here trying to do the waddle with his stomach.
Yeah, this whole match is basically just the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble. If you fall, you'll fucking get eliminated in the Royal Rumble. You better watch out.
But have no fear, cause we do what we want.
Yeah.
After the break, Escobar is in control. We come back. He's working strikes on Kingston. Kingston fights back with a drop kick with more strikes from Escobar, but Kingston sends him to the apron. Escobar poses on the ring step, then Woods scares him with the trombone. Oh, well, I did say it correctly. To send him to the floor. Back in the ring, Escobar lands a running enziguri to regain control, but Kingston got the victory roll for 2, then avoids some offense and starts firing up with strikes. Escobar lands a body shot to stifle Kingston, and Kingston avoids the Phantom Driver and hits an SOS for a near fall. Kingston lands the kick from the apron, then heads up on top, but Escobar jumps there with him. Punches from Escobar, then he tries to superplex, but Kingston headbutts him down and follows up with a flying nothing, which lands on a knee strike from Escobar that gets a near fall. Kingston hits a modified standing double stomp, but just gets another near fall. Boom drop from Kingston and sets for trouble in paradise, but distractions from Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro complicated shit, leading Santos with a landing super kick and hit the Phantom Driver to get the W and fucks everything up.
What the hell is this man's name? Cruz del Toro. When Kofi hit the SOS, fucking Woods immediately went, I hear them shouting, which, spit that heat, Woods. I do that every time Kofi hits the SOS too.
So I love that they made the New Day thing last for so long.
They're good together. They got great chemistry. And that's probably because they genuinely just homies at this point. So Sammy is outside of Roman's door. He needs to talk to Roman, but Paul is like, can't talk to him right now. Now is not the time. I think you just need to let him cool off. And then the Usos and Solo walk by and they all look at him. Fucking Jimmy's like, damn, dog, you messed up. And he walks by him into the room. And then Paul's like, don't worry though. I still love you. And then he leaves him out there. And Sammy's looking all down like, I need to talk to my tribal chief. But he can't right now. And then, God bless, is Liv Morgan. She says, 30 women in one ring sounds like chaos, but she lives for chaos. Me too, Liv. Me too. That's why Goldberg is winning that Rumble. Chaos. But nonetheless, she says if she had her way, she'd enter number 1 and beat the crap out of everyone. And if you don't think that's true, just watch her. And I mean, why can't she do that? Why can't she enter at number 1? People have been able to do that before. Number 1 is not like highly coveted. People don't want that number. It's the worst number to have. So why can't she just take it?
She could try. I don't think she would make it through all 30. I love Liv Morgan. I don't think she would make it through all 30.
She's saying she about it. But I think you could do, like, you could tell that as Liv's story. She wants to be number one, then she comes out as number one. And in the Rumble itself, she has, like, a big run, goes 30, 40 minutes, whatever. And then, like you said, like, they got some woman to come in and throw her out. And then they start, that used to be what we did in the Royal Rumble. Start feuds. So you could do that. Bring in somebody, throw Liv out, mess up her number one dream, and there's the feud.
But it better be someone worthy of it, because what if they just knowing them, right? Because they don't have fucking 30 women on the women's roster.
They damn sure don't. They about to open that forbidden door. Forbidden door.
Kayla Braxton interviews our boy. The man.
Yeah.
Yeah. LA Knight in the motherfucking back.
Let me talk to ya.
Let us talk to you. So they were talking about the pitch black match at the Royal Rumble. Knight wants to talk to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, he really feels the way he feels. Yeah. Not just because he's in Memphis. No, oh no. No one feels good about that.
Yeah.
But because Bray Wyatt can't keep them goons of his in line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now all Knight has to do is pick up the pieces at Rumble. And that's not an insult. That's a fact of life.
Yeah. Dummy. Yeah.
I love LA Knight. I love him more and more every week.
Great promo. Like, I'm glad they let him cook. I gotta say though, the Mountain Dew pitch black match sounds incredibly goofy. Like, if you just called it, like, cause it's the graphic that they showed, like, cause if it just said pitch black match, I mean, that's kind of weird, but I think you could sell that. Conceivably, I think you could sell that. But with the neon bright Mountain Dew logo right next to it, like, it swings it into parody. This horror match with Bray Wyatt is sponsored by Mountain Dew. Karrion Kross and Scarlett versus Mad Catz Controller Moss and Emma. Michael Cole called this man Karrion Kross the Doom Walker. What? What, bro? Holy moly, Scarlett. God bless. The controller couple, Moss and Emma, they don't even get an entrance. We come back from the commercial break with the match in progress. Then the commentators are noting how most of the women seem to be terrified of Scarlett, but Emma isn't. But, like, they're saying this is Scarlett's first match. So she's never wrestled. Why are they scared of her? Because she a demon or whatever? Because she be doing the voodoo juju? Why are they all afraid of her?
Because maybe she hasn't, like, for the fact that she hasn't, right? Because remember, think of Eva Marie before we learned the Eva Marie gimmick. If she just wasn't wrestling.
She had mystique over her. She had mystery to her.
And everyone thought she was hot shit. Then we just learned she was fucking Eva Marie.
Man, I bet you if Scarlett did the voodoo shit to Charlotte, she'd no-sell it. I guarantee. Scarlett hits a capture suplex, but Emma comes back for a cover before Kross breaks it up, pulls her right off. So then Emma gets in his face and slaps him, so Kross advances on her in the corner, but Moss comes in and saves her. And then Scarlett pulls Emma outside and just beats the shit out of her. She, like, throws her over the table and starts stomping her out. Like, you see Moss making a comeback on Kross in the ring, while in the background, you just see Scarlett fucking stomping Emma out. Like, I was like, yo, this is crazy.
I mean, but that's good, though, that they kind of didn't, like, they wanted to emphasize her being a dominant figure.
Yeah.
But without overshadowing what's happening with Madcap.
Yeah. But then it didn't matter because Madcap got killed immediately right after that because Kross just put him in a cross jacket, choked him out, and it was over. Kross like, that's the third time I done choked your ass out. Get away from me. Then Scarlett grabs a Rey Mysterio mask and puts it on Moss after the match. So once again, they are saying, you know, Rey Mysterio, we coming for you. I was thinking, don't they need women to, like, fill out this division? That's what I've heard. And Scarlett, I've always felt like, is a pretty decent wrestler. So I've never understood why they don't let her wrestle more.
Maybe she had some underlying something that just wasn't letting her wrestle.
Maybe it was a decision on her end, or I don't know. I'm just wondering because like she is a good, decent enough wrestler. She could work there. And she even knows how to work sex appeal into her in ring work. They would fucking love her over on NXT. Could make her the leader of Toxic Attraction right now. So I'm just wondering. I'm just saying.
Sheamus and Drew McIntyre and Jerry Lawler's bar. Sheamus says teaming with McIntyre has made him want to kick his head and left. They trade hard back slaps, and McIntyre appreciates Sheamus. Now they reminisce, trade chops, and then say that they will end the Usos' undisputed tag team championship reign tonight.
And then they do the whole banger after banger after banger. And the whole bar does it with them. I like that. I like that the whole bar was doing it with them. Like everybody's raising their drinks, banger after banger after banger. I like that. It's fun. It's fun.
Charlotte gets in the ring.
Yeah, what is this Pokemon gym leader remix of her theme? She very happily addresses the crowd in Memphis and definitely a babyface, which we'll see how that works. She says, you all know the phrase, payback is a... And the crowd says it. And then she goes, never mind, just ask Ronda. She knows. And crowd starts chanting, thank you, Charlotte, which made me laugh because it's like, give it 4 more weeks and y'all gonna be complaining about her again. Get out of here. Thank you, Charlotte. And she even says, I was shocked to hear all the cheers and the thank you, Charlottes and everything. I was humbled by this reaction. But she says, whether you cheer me or you boo me, or even if you woo, because the crowd wooed. She says she's always been about passion, dedication, and consistency. She says she will never coast. She will always ask for more. So if you're not paying attention, do you understand? She will acquire more titles, you mortal fools. Even more championships for Charlotte. She will not stop. But then she is interrupted. Yes, it's Sonya Deville. Sonya says there should be an asterisk on that title reign because you beat a half-dead Ronda Rousey. And then Memphis goes full Memphis and starts chanting. They start chanting, whoop that trick, whoop that trick. And then Charlotte with the whitest response of all time. I think they're calling you a trick.
And that shit was hilarious. I was like, oh shit.
Sonya's like, I'm a real fighter and I want you to fight me right now and put that title on the line.
And don't forget, the crowd isn't smart enough to see through her lies.
Yeah. She's like, these people aren't smart enough to see through your lies, Charlotte. And then Charlotte's like, man, whatever, I'll fight you right now. She says, I accept the match. Trick. And then Sonya sells. I do like that WWE wrestlers are allowed to acknowledge the crowd. Hopefully Vince don't remove that.
Do you know what's funny though?
What?
The fact that we know what trick is, but if you tell a kid and it's watching this, the adults are laughing, the kid's thinking like, what's going on?
Yeah. Unless the kid, because there are definitely probably kids in that Memphis crowd saying it. I'm sure they know, but yeah, otherwise it is an adult bonus type of thing. Sonya, we came back. It's in progress out of the break. Charlotte makes a quick comeback, goes for a cartwheel lariat, but homegirl clears a lot of space because she's tall. So like by the time she cartwheeled and got to Sonya, they were already like chest to chest. So the clothesline didn't look great. But regardless, she hits the spear, puts on the figure 8. Sonya was working her leg. I guess it didn't matter. Charlotte wins. LOL.
And still champion.
She grabbed the belt from Jessica Carr, like, give me that shit. And then remembered she was a babyface. She was like, oh, thank you so much.
So then there was a video highlighting the return, the not so subtle return of Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Oh, I can't lie. I miss this melodramatic fucker. He's so goddamn melodramatic. I miss watching this shit every week on AEW. Like, it wasn't always great. A lot of the time it'd be like, yo, Cody, what the fuck are you talking about? But the gender reveal, I always think about fucking Cody, Arn Anderson burning shit outside his house at 3 a.m. and Cody walks to his window in a suit a full suit. Like, Arn, what are you doing? It's 3 in the morning. Why are you wearing a suit at 3 in the morning?
Because Cody Rhodes.
The Cody verse in AEW was fucking bonkers. But it had great moments, man. I miss Cody. I miss him. I wish he wouldn't have left. But he left. Yeah, he's here.
Hopefully Top Dollar got over himself. When he went to Ricochet, but it doesn't seem like it, right? Because we had a quick offense from Ricochet, but Top Dollar caught him on the top rope and tossed him to the mat, yelling from Top Dollar and then getting a boot for a 2 count. Some trash talking from Dollar came as he continued to waste time. Ricochet landed a kick, then grabbed a small package for 2. Pause. Can I get an Ayo?
A small package. A small package. Let it slide.
Running Shiranui from Ricochet, then heads up top and hits the shooting star press for the win. And guess who's in the Royal Rumble? Trevor Mann.
Why did the guy who won the World Cup have to qualify for the Royal Rumble? Why?
Dollar got over himself finally and offered a handshake to Ricochet. Ricochet accepts it, but then gets fucking laid out by Shanti the Adonis. Dollar came with some more shit talk and B-Fab landed a pump kick as well. A new double team move laid out Ricochet. Dollar looks for more, but Braun Strowman said he needs to come save his buddy. Hit Row runs away from Strowman.
Given all the negativity I've heard about Hit Row in recent times, this seems like the correct move. Just turning them heel. It's funny, they started as heels on NXT, and then they got over because they were cool. So they turned face. So funny how that worked in reverse here. But, yeah. Wow. Well, hopefully they're better as heels.
I never understood why they were fucking there. Like, when they were just performing. I'm like, if I want to watch hip-hop, I'll go to a showcase. I came here to see people fight each other.
Yeah, but I don't know. For whatever reason, it wasn't hitting the way it was supposed to be hitting. So, yeah, let them be heels.
So, back with our Bloodline drama, our correspondent from Back to Club Retro, Tevin.
Yes, Sammy is allowed into Roman's locker room now. And he sits down, speaks to Roman. He says, Roman, nobody questions that you are the tribal chief. No one questions that you're the head of the table, and I certainly would never do such a thing. But if I gave you the wrong impression, if I gave you the wrong idea, I'm truly sorry for that. And Roman looks over and he says, Sammy, I don't accept your apology. He says, as the tribal chief, I hold myself to a high standard, to the highest of standards. And, I just can't allow, and I lost control out there. And the truth is, nobody deserves to be yelled at like that and treated like that in front of the entire world. So, Sammy, I don't accept your apology because I'm the one who's sorry. And Sammy is shocked, like, oh my God, really? And then Roman's like, yeah, you know what? Kevin Owens is right. I'm taking my anger out on you when it's really not your fault. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at him. So you know what we're going to do? Next week. And Paul Heyman turns to him. He says, it's going to be Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. And Sammy looks shook for a moment, a little nervous. But then he resolves himself and he says, you know what? I got it. I'm going to take care of him, Roman. I'm going to do it for you, my tribal chief. And then Roman is like, all right. So then the Usos music hits and Sammy's like, I got to go out. And then Roman's like, no, don't go out. Sit right here. Stay and watch the match with me. So after a rocky start to the beginning of the show, Sammy's back in Roman's good graces. And Roman even apologized to him. So there you go.
I was just like, I thought I was getting that turn in the storyline that was finally going to happen, that I kept saying was going to happen. Yeah. But I still feel like there's still a little tear there.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems like it's still coming, but it seems like they're going to have these moments like this where they show a crack and it looks like they're going to turn on them, but then they at the very last moment, they bring it back. They bring it back, and then eventually they're not going to bring it back, and they're going to turn on him. But they're going to keep doing that week by week.
But this is an amazing long-term storyline.
I mean, yeah, it's good. Like, Roman and Sammy are good together. Their segments are engaging. Like, Sammy is really great, and he always has been at fucking selling and facial expressions and everything. Like, you say what you want about whether or not they should have kayfabe. Say what you want about whether or not they should have taken the mask off him or not, but I think the fact that he worked under a mask for so long is what owes to the fact that he's so good at body language and facial reactions. Like the way he shrinks away when Roman like yells at him or whatever, or the way he perks up when Roman praises him. Like, he's so good at body language and portraying his emotion to the audience, and it makes people, it attaches them to him. So yeah, this whole Sammy Uso thing is really, for me, every time I look at it, it just proves that Sami Zayn is everything I've always said he was, and a fantastic babyface and a superstar. So
now my question for you, sir, are you feeling Usi today?
Whatever. Sure. I can't believe people still saying this shit, Usi. That has been like months. It's been months. Y'all not tired of this? It's not old yet? That's still rocking the Usi?
Yo.
Alright.
It's not even that. It's like, and when they'll bring it up in the most randomest moment too.
The crowd just started chanting it when Roman was in the ring. I was like, alright, y'all still doing this? I guess everybody gotta get their Usi moment in. Yes, because it looks like there's been enough talk. It's time for the main event.
Oos!
The undisputed tag team championships on the line. The Usos defend against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre.
For the repeated time.
Yes. I think Michael Cole said this match was supposed to happen, but I think Drew was out.
So yeah, Drew had that injury.
Yeah, so now it's finally happening. Drew's goofy AR thing in his entrance, because, you know, in WWE, they all have, like, goofy AR things in his entrance. Roman has the big statue that nuts. Drew's is virtual swords just appearing from out of nowhere and then just impaling several groups of people in the crowd. Like, the sword just pop out and then just go into the crowd. Like, even the goofy WWE entrances are more about that life than Drew McIntyre is. If you're going to bring a sword out, people got to get stabbed. The virtual swords was like, bet, we stabbing everybody. Drew stabs no one. The Usos get the heat on Drew early. We come out of the break. Sheamus gets to come back. Gets 20, not even 10, 20 beats of the Baldrin and a near fall. And they cut him off. Jimmy hits a leg drop for a near fall. So then Sheamus and Drew hit double white noises off the top. That was a pretty cool spot. So then Drew, he hypes up. Gets a big dive, follows with the Claymore. That hits for the 1-2. He got him. No. Jimmy makes the save. Then Sheamus comes in, but the Usos hit the 1D for the 1-2. He got him. No. Drew breaks it up. And Drew, this was a 2.9 breakup. This was real close. I honestly thought it was over. Then Solo Sikoa tries to interfere. He takes Drew out with the ref distracted, but the Brawling Brutes come down. Rich Holland and Pete Dunne, and they run off Solo Sikoa. So then back in the ring, Sheamus hits the bro kick for a near fall. And then he goes up to the top and dives on both the Usos outside. And then he goes for white noise. But Jimmy rolls him up. And then Jay rolls in and puts his foot on his back for the leverage for the victory. The Usos win. They retain. And honestly, it was a pretty solid main event. They cooked toward the end. Like, the finishing moments of this match was pretty hot. Yeah. I mean, the Usos are, you know, they know how to do this formula in their sleep. They cook. They know how to cook. So yeah, pretty solid main event on this SmackDown. The show overall.
It was a very filler type SmackDown though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, nothing to write home about. I mean, there's, if you're invested in the week to week stories, then I guess there's stuff to look forward to, but I couldn't tell you what it was aside from the Bloodline, but that's obvious. So I don't know.
I just feel like the most entertaining part was honestly the Bloodline.
Yeah.
And I don't normally say that, but the fact is there was more Bloodline segments.
Yeah, like the Bloodline are very clearly the main characters of the show. Like you're here for the Bloodline, basically. If you're watching, I would assume, because they're definitely the main characters. So.
But yeah, that was it. It was the filled SmackDown.
Yeah, they did stuff. They did things. I mean, the Kofi Santos match wasn't bad. It was a pretty decent match. I like watching Kofi work with young guys because he's a veteran, but works very clean with young guys. So if you want to watch that, just to appreciate Kofi a little,
Scarlett kicking ass was nice.
Yeah, Scarlett getting to wrestle, which, if you forgot, she's a pretty decent wrestler. So yeah, not bad. There were no real bad. There wasn't any real bad wrestling on the show. Most of it was decent, but in terms of standout matches, probably just that main.
Okay. Yep, I gotta agree.
So there it is. That is in fact what's SmackDown, and hopefully it will be someone else telling you what's SmackDown next week. Not that I don't like podding with Katie Kaboom. I love it, but I don't want to watch this show again. Nah, man, we trying to different circumstances. Next time we pod together, different circumstances, hopefully.
I mean, you want to switch my show?
To what?
I mean, there's already two of you in Banter Club, so.
So I'm saying, the AEW shows are filled up. We're watching them.
And then I could watch NXT.
Yeah, I don't watch that. So I don't watch NXT, no. I've been quit on NXT. I only go on the NXT streams, same reason I go on the Raw streams, to keep Hazel company.
Man, just be on call. I can't make this up unless there's some type of other wrestling that's about to come out anytime soon.
I mean, yeah, if you want to, I don't know. What? They're about. What?
Watch the independent shows. The one that they're on, apparently on subscription. And, rate them do the same thing we do here, but for those.
I don't know. There's stuff on. There's a lot of stuff on Fight Plus. I mean, it would just be depending on what we want to do, but I guess we could work that out. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff on Fight Plus that we can work out. So we'll work it out.
So I kind of started some shit.
How so?
So, this is going to probably come out after Wednesday, so I'll be okay to say it, right?
Okay, what is it?
So I made a bet with the heels during the We Are Wrestling shit, and now Lucas Chase wants his W back. I'm just saying.
Oh, shit.
If I already owe the heels an ounce of weed, an eighth of weed. Chill, if I owed them an ounce of weed, I'd cry. That's a lot of weed. That's a lot of money. An eighth. So now when it comes out, he publicly calls them all out. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
Well, I guess the time has come. Yeah, because when this drops, it'll probably drop by Wednesday. But when it drops, the word will be put out.
Yeah. But yeah, to the millions at home, to everyone sitting in the seats, we thank y'all for chilling with us today.
Yes, indeed. That was what's SmackDown. And of
the
course,
lights are off. Sarah, where can they find?
Yeah, already know where to find us. Find us on Instagram at RambleMania Show and at Banter Club Podcast. Find us on Twitter at RambleMania. Facebook.com/Ramblemania Show. Also find our group there, Ramblemania Show's Banter Club, where we and the other wrestlers, podcasters, everybody that we associate with post all our goings on and all that's going down. As far as audio goes, wherever audio is found, that's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, TuneIn, Overcast. Everywhere your podcasts are found, search Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. As far as visuals, we're on twitch.tv/Ramblemania Show. We are on Spotify video. We are on YouTube. Search Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. And when you get here, like the videos, click subscribe, and click the bell so that when the new content drops, it goes straight to you. As far as me personally, find me on Instagram at TJ the Great One. That's TJ the GR, the number 8, the number 1. And find me on Twitter at TJ the Great. That's TJ the GR, the number 8. It's as simple as that.
I don't know how you say it so eloquently every week. This is
I
why
do
you
it
need
a
to
lot.
keep doing it. But see, that's why you need to keep doing it.
I'm used to it at this point, so, it's done.
If I offered to buy you dinner one day, would you just come to SmackDown?
Oh, the SmackDown, the 10-day SmackDown is crazy.
No, I mean this SmackDown.
Oh, to watch it?
Yeah.
For dinner? Yeah, I can't turn that down, I guess. That's a fair assessment.
So one day I'm gonna be like, Tevin, I'll bestow you the gift of Cash App. You buy yourself dinner.
That's fair. That's fair.
That way, and you can definitely say that none of us ever offered that. Ha!
Hell no, yeah. You would just ask me to watch WWE, paying me to watch WWE. I'll take that. I would definitely take that.
Here from the Raw Zone, it's your homegirl Ivy. You can check us out at www.rawzonenyc.com. Follow us everywhere at rawzonenyc. Our interview with Lucas Chase is going to be up by the time this goes up. Catch us playing fucking game night on our YouTube. That shit was hilarious. Six just gave up.
It was a crazy situation.
Listen, man. You and Hazel did pretty solid.
Still can't believe I got that Wendy Chu one.
Yo, that was your Hail Mary.
Yeah.
But for myself, you can find me everywhere at IamIvy.xo_. You don't need my Facebook. And yeah. So to everyone, we made y'all look too sweet.
Too sweet.
And a good fight.
And a good night.